everyone. Thank you for taking time out of your day to be here and learn more about water, the Salinas Valley, and water uncertainty. I'm going to be talking about some legislative history. Water is probably one of the most regulated commodities that there is. And so we'll be talking about some legislation that's been around for, decades, 30 years, and recent legislation that was passed just as recent as last year. Also going to be covering some water conservation items for both tools used for outdoor and indoor use, as well as some impactful programs. I'll talk a little bit about AMI, and also other new technologies that are helping water utilities conserve water. Next slide. So legislation history, as many of you are aware, California has a rather long and complicated history with water, and our state legislators have approved regulations to help plan for uncertainty. One of the regulations that's been around for over 30 years is the Model Water Efficient Landscape Ordinance. All agencies must adopt, implement, and enforce this ordinance at a minimum. And so most local agencies have to apply this ordinance, or they could choose to have an even more stringent ordinance. The purpose of this water efficient landscape ordinance is not only to increase water efficiency, but to improve environmental conditions in the built environment. Landscaping should be valued beyond the aesthetic because landscape replaces habitat lost to development and can provide many other related benefits, such as improvement to public health and quality of life, climate change mitigation, energy and materials used for conservation, and increased property values. So the next act is the Water Conservation Act. We know California is prone to droughts, and our most recent drought of 2012 and 2016, a lot of water utilities had to move to stage 4 of their conservation program, which meant water budgets. And so we really don't want to get there. And so this act was put in place asking Californians to reduce water by 20% by the year 2020 for urban use per capita. And Californians really took this to heart, and by 2014 were able to achieve a 20% reduction. There's also a current rulemaking about making conservation a way of life, and I'll talk more about that on the next screen. And then a recent legislation that phases in a ban on non-functional turf that was just approved about 6 months ago. So here's the framework for making conservation a way of life. The State Water Resource Control Board initiated the formal rulemaking, and public comment just closed on March 27th. And so this is asking all urban retailers who are both public and private agencies that deliver 95% of water to Californians to put together a water use objective. And that's asking all these retailers to include an indoor residential use standard, meaning low flow appliances and reducing the water inside the home. Also outdoor for irrigation, including commercial, industrial, and institutionals. What are those? Those are college campuses, hospitals, business parks, large businesses that have landscaping. We need to include water loss, the water loss that comes from broken mains, hydrants, and other variables. And for those water retailers that have recycled water, they're going to have an incentive bonus towards their water use objective. So to meet annual objectives, suppliers may use a variety of tools to encourage customers to use water wisely, indoors and outdoors. Examples include education, outreach, leak detection, rate restructuring, incentives to plant climate-ready landscapes, and rebates to replace old and inefficient fixtures. So this is the recent bill that was passed in October, and the new law prohibits public agencies, restaurants, corporate campuses, industrial parks, and certain other property owners from watering non-functional turf with potable drinking water. And this phases in the approach starting in 2027 with industrial properties, and then in 2028 incorporates commercial properties, And then homeowners associations will take effect in 2009. So this doesn't put a ban on watering grass with recycled water, and you're able to still water grass areas for recreation or community activities such as soccer complexes, football fields, public parks, and you're also still able to water trees and other plants. So some fun facts. A standard toilet uses 7 gallons per flush, and a low flow toilet uses 1.6 gallons. Shower heads use 2.5 gallons per minute. For a 10-minute shower, that's equivalent to 25 gallons. And with the low flow shower head, it's 1.8 gallons per minute. So that's 18 gallons used for a 10-minute shower. And a lot of customers get high bills and they don't understand where that water went. Well, most of the time it's going to come from a toilet. And if you hear that toilet running, that's an indicator that water's going straight down the drain and continually using to fill up the bowl. And we have these dye tablets that you could put in the tank reservoir. And if you see the water change color in the bowl, that's an indicator that your toilet has a leak and you should fix it right away. AMI meters, very great. We're hoping in Salinas in 5 years we could have our 29,000 service connections install AMIs. This is going to give customers more control to know the trends of when they use water. They could set up alerts to be notified if the water meter is continuously running and it's outside of their trend. It might be a leak, and they're going to be able to fix it faster, reducing their water bill as well. And also for residential use, more than 60% of the water used goes to maintaining a beautiful green grass in the front yard and backyard. So there's also opportunities for water savings. And we'll talk about that with the turf buyback programs. So these programs have been around for a few decades. The turf buyback programs of the past, there wasn't a lot of engagement, there was low incentives, and they often thought of xeriscape, which is using native planting, looked to be more desert looking. So it was also very costly to install this new landscape, and you really didn't see the cost savings through water reductions. And so those are some of the buyback programs of the past, but new ones only require a certain percentage of the area to be filled with native plants, and it also improves the aesthetic and quality of home. And now there's some measurable benchmarks that add local biodiversity and provide a natural habitat for pollinating species. The cost may be a little bit higher, but there usually is more rebates to help offset those costs. This is a really great program that many water utilities and local municipalities are a part of. It's called the Smart Landscape Tune-Up, and it's free. This program, you'll have someone go out to your home or business. It's for both residential and commercial. And they're going to look at your irrigation system to make sure that there is no leaks or broken valves. Do you have the timers set up at the stations correctly? Do you have it on a schedule? When it's raining, do you have the controls to shut off the irrigation? So it's going to evaluate your system and recommend changes, and then it's going to take care of those changes for free. It's a really great program that we offer. I brought an example of our conservation kit that we get mailed out to our customers. It comes with 2 low flow shower heads, a shut-off nozzle for your water hose, and also some aerators and some dye tablets to help you shore up your home to make sure that you're using water wisely. And then there's also a lot of conservation programs for both residential and commercial use. A lot of these products are also available at Orchard Supply, Home Depot, Lowe's. And when you're shopping for a high efficiency appliance, such as a clothes washer, most of those places are aware of the rebates that both CalWater and PG&E and maybe other water utilities offer. And they usually share that with you when you're looking to make a purchase. But these are items that are can easily help save water in your home with the clothes washer, toilet, sprinkler heads. And then go ahead, go to the commercial. There's also a lot of opportunities for businesses that have a lot of restrooms or even a kitchen with a spray body with integrated pressure regulator and check valve, and even for outdoor landscape. Those are live, yes. They'll go to our website. Yeah. And then all these low flow, high efficiency appliances, what are those savings look like? These totals are for the 2023. So the lifetime savings plumbing fixture replacement for these rebates and distribution kits. So for 2023, we're looking at 759.2 million gallons of saved water for irrigation equipment. And for plumbing fixture replacements, 94.5 million gallons of water saved. So that's substantial savings. And this is throughout CalWater's 23 service districts in California. Moving on to some new technology. Fire departments in CalWater service area use millions of gallons annually for required training, academies, engine and pump testing. And so there's been some new technologies that come out. This is known as, one more click, a draft unit. It's a direct recirculation apparatus, firefighting training, and sustainability unit. This captures and recirculates the water normally wasted during training evolutions without cavitation or overheating by recirculating water between the pumping engine and the pump pod. So here's a picture of the Visalia Fire Department using a draft unit. The pump pod delivers innovative and practical solutions to firefighting training while saving millions of gallons of precious water. And it was specifically designed to save water while improving fire engine training, testing, and certification. And we're currently working with the city of Salinas on a grant so they could also obtain one of these units. And with that, that concludes my presentation. I'm happy to answer any questions, and my contact info is also on the last slide there if anybody wants to get a hold of me after this workshop. Thank you.
Cool. Thank you, Brenda. So, same drill. If anybody's got questions, go ahead and raise your card up. While we're doing that, I want to draw attention to a couple things. The numbers that Norm showed and that Brenda just showed about amount of water saved. When you think about 15 years ago, 16 years ago, when Brenda showed some of these pieces of legislation went into place, that's pretty astronomical what communities are doing. And that's the point of what we're trying to get to, which is when the state comes looking to you all under SGMA, the Sustainable Groundwater Management Act, and is looking for places to show how you're prepared to deal with scarcity, like I said from the outset, we want you all to be able to be like, here's what we're already doing. Here's the credits. This has got to be additive. We should be building this in as part of our overall mix. So any questions for Brenda before we move on to a break?
Great, thank you.
All right, well, thank you again, Brenda. So, all right, so we're going to go to a break. Yes, Calvin. We're going to go to, wait, we have a, question. Sorry. Wait, we have a question. Hold on, wait. Thank you. Yeah. Does CalWater track water lost to system leaks and failures?
Yes, we do. Every year we are audited. It's part of our reporting that we have to do. And we have a leak database that we have to report for our main leaks, service leaks, and also stuck meters that are not registering, as well as water that's lost through hit hydrants. Believe it or not, Salinas Valley, we got those 18-wheelers coming through. We have a hit hydrant at least once a week, and as we get those, we're strategically placing check valves to reduce water loss. But for some areas that don't have those check valves yet, it does take 20 to 40 minutes to get out there. So that's the water we account for as well as any stuck flow meters on our wells.
Okay, how much has the total water demand for the CalWater changed? How many more connections and how much has it changed?
Yeah, that's a great question. So I'll go back as far as 2013 when we were at a high of 19,000 acre feet of water per year, where now we're about 14,000 acre feet per year. So there's been a lot of reduction in water use. We haven't grown a whole lot. We probably have been at about 28 to 29,000 service connections for the last 10 years. We know that's going to change with the future growth area of Salinas, and we're really hoping that there's going to be an opportunity there for smart landscaping, planting, and I think a lot of future development needs to start looking at purple pipe, recycled water, so they could reuse that for irrigation purposes because we know that most of the water used, 60%, goes towards irrigation.